everyone, Clawland here, and you're watching another episode of Left Hand Reviews. So today we're going to take a look at a little game from Ravensburger called Indigo. Indigo was released in 2012, plays in about 35 to 45 minutes or so, depending on how fast each player takes their turn, and can handle anywhere between 2 and 4 players. Indigo is essentially an abstract strategy game where each player is going to be building a track in order to try to capture gems that are in various places on the board, and by playing pieces of track to basically lead those gems out their particular exit while trying to avoid their opponent's exits. For each gem that you exit off one of your exits on the board, you're going to score some points. And there's different colored gems that correspond to different point values, meaning that some are going to be far more valuable than others, and therefore they are going to be more hotly contested. So let me open up the game. I'll show you what comes in the box. I'm going to show you how to play Indigo, and I'm going to let you know what I think about the game. Indigo comes in one of Ravensburger's flat, wide boxes. If anybody here is familiar with the latest version of Scotland Yard, you can see it is the same size box. So let's take a look at what comes inside here. This is a game by famed Rainier Knizia. First thing you're going to see in here is an instruction book. It's going to come in multiple different languages. It's in full color. The actual rules, as you can see, is only 1, 2, 3, 4 pages, and then it's just going to start on another language. So you can really get going on this game very quickly. You're also going to get 4-player shields. These are going to be placed in front of each player. You fold them here, and it's just going to screen the gems that you've collected from other players. And on the back, of course, it has a key here to the value of each colored gem and the rules of the game. I'm going to have a nice board here. This is a quad fold board. I'll open it up after I get set up. You have all your tiles here, which have come out of place when I was holding the game up, but generally, like most of Ravensburger's games, the inserts are molded for the game, and it works really, really well as long as you're not tipping it up like I was. And then I've bagged each of the players' tokens here. These are going to dictate which areas on the board correspond to a particular player's exit. And you have the gems that you're trying to exit off the board for points. And that's really all you need. So let me set up a game. It's really quick, and I'll show you how it plays. Here's your setup for a game of Indigo. Basically, all you have to do is take out each of the player screens for each of the players, take all of the route tiles and shuffle them and put them in a few different stacks. You have your extra gems over here, which are used if you're playing with more than 2 players. And you're going to set up each of the tiles here, corner tiles for lack of a better term, or one for each side with a yellow gem on them. You're going to have your center tile here with 5 green and 1 blue. And then you're going to set up all of the player colors on the various exits of the board. The colors that you put on each space is going to be dictated by the number of players that there are, and it just tells you in the rules of which ones to put where. And basically what you're trying to do is place route tiles in order to move these gems through exits. The exits are right by the player color tokens. It's all 6 sides in between the edge pieces here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides are exits for both blue and red. Whereas over here, these 6 spots are going to be exits for blue and white. And I'll tell you why that's important in just a minute. Now what you're going to do on your turn is you're going to take any route tile that you want. And you'll notice on the route tiles there's always going to be 6 exits per tile. And they're going to be arranged randomly. Think of Carcassonne as far as different things, but they're all going to end up lining up when you lay them next to each other. And then they're going to place that route tile anywhere they want on the board. It can be touching another tile, or it can be out in the middle of nowhere, or it can be anywhere that you want. The only real special rule that you have to keep in mind is you're not allowed to block off exits. So as you can see here, these are 2 exit spots. I couldn't take this route and put it here, thus linking these 2 exits and blocking them off. You can't do that. But other than that, you can put them anywhere. Now when you place a tile, if there's any gems that are on that route or road, you're going to move them to the very end of it. Gems can never jump onto different routes or move backwards. So for example, if I were to place this here, this gem is just going to simply move to the end of this route. Now, the next player is going to go. And the next player may draw this tile, and they'll put this here. And they're going to move this green tile to the end here. The special rule about the middle is because the blue gem is worth the most points. It's worth 3 points versus the green being worth 2 and the yellow worth 1. Is you have to move all the green gems off of the center tile first before you can move the blue gem. Now, in the case of this placement, you're just going to follow the route all the way to the end. So it's going to go down here and move all the way to here. Okay, makes sense? Now each player is going to go around the table doing that, with the objective being to get those gems out their exits. So for example, another player may put this here, and this will move, and then later they may do something like this, and this will move here, and then finally that player may do this, thus moving this gem out their exit. Now when that happens, all 6 of these exits apply to both players. It's not like red has these ones and blue has these ones. No, it's all of them. So whoever placed this tile to move this out, it could have been one of these players, or for lack of better placement, it could have been another player that placed it there for whatever strategical reason. But whichever exit moves out, those are the players that are going to earn the points. So one player will get the green gem. So let's just say we'll give it to red up here. They're going to place it behind their player screen. And blue is also going to get a copy of the same gem, and you just grab that from the supply since each one is going to get it. And play is going to continue until all the gems have been taken from the board. Another little rule is that if such a way tiles are placed, let's say so this would move here, and then a tile is placed like so, that's going to make these 2 gems smash into each other. Both of the gems are removed from the game and nobody gets them. So as you can see, there's a fair amount of tactical strategy in this game as far as placing these tiles and trying to get them out your exits. But exits are in a 3 and 4 player game are going to be shared, and the gems are kept behind screens. So unless you have a really, really good memory, you're not going to remember who has what. So it's kind of a battle of trying to figure out if you want to, well, do I want to bring it out? If I'm red, do I want to bring out this exit here and give blue a point, or do I want to bring it out my red exit up here and give purple the point, or even over here, my exit, and give white the point? And again, like I said, the game is going to continue until all gems are removed from the game, and you tally up the points, and whoever has the most wins. So despite being not a huge fan of abstract strategy games, Wesley and I had a great time playing Indigo. The reason is that it's really simple, it's really quick to get going, it's great for a tournament style play as far as, best out of 3 or best out of 5, and there's not a lot of rules, which makes it a great filler game as well. Wesley hates when I sit and have to go through rules that take forever, so I knew this was going to be a hit for the 2 of us. In addition, depending on the type of people that you play with and the number of players, there can be a lot of trash talk at the table and kind of negotiating, like, hey, bring that out my side, and now I'll try to make one of mine go out yours. And, the rules don't tell anything about negotiation, and so, of course, it's just for fun. There's no binding, negotiation or binding decisions or anything like that. It's just for fun, and that's if the type of group that you're playing with is into that sort of thing. In addition, there's a fair amount of screwage in this game because I feel like almost more of my time is spent trying to reroute somebody else's gem than it is trying to get one's, towards my end. So Wesley or a friend of mine may be working on getting that blue gem closer and closer and closer to one of their exits. In the meantime, every time it's my turn, I'm placing, those hard, turns on that to route it hopefully back towards one of my exits. So, that's a lot of fun too. So it's not just like, it's definitely not a multiplayer solitaire type game. There's a lot of player interaction and in the placement of the tiles. Despite me not sure what I was going to think about it, I think this is a great filler game. It's a great quick game. It's definitely going to be really good for younger children and kids that you may have. Because of the fact that it's just so simple. There's really not much to it, but it's a lot of fun. And every time you play, there's going to be, you know, the board's going to be totally different. Once like everything gets set up and the tiles start getting filled in, it's really colorful. It's really pleasing to the eye, which I really like. The components are of a very good quality. The player screens, it's always nice when they have, you know, kind of the pictograph rules on the back, just in case you happen to forget. The tiles are nice and thick. The gems are, you know, your standard glass gems, which are really nice. I can't really find anything that, you know, is a big detractor of this game. That you see exactly what it is. It's a quick, light, abstract strategy game, and I think you have a lot of fun with it. Thanks for watching Left Hand Reviews, and we'll see you next time.